As holly grows green and never changes hue, so am I ever have been unto my lady true. Henry VIII. This is the first part. The snow is melting on the eaves. There, the sound of it slide on tiles, the muffled slump as it hits the midden. Then quiet returns to this moonless night. My ears are pricked, for I cannot sleep, nor move with intent a clay-like muscle, as if our bed were the dropping well that will turn flesh, bone, or cloth to stone. I'll likely lie here still in pale dawn's light, chasing thoughts about the room, in and out of shadows, through spider webs and pest holes in the timbers. And this on my wedding night, with my bride sound asleep, beside me snoring, the witch. I wonder how this came to pass, and only in the witching hours share the worries of my closest friends, my family. Indeed, the whole of Knaresborough speculates on how Ursula ensnared me, Toby, that strapping lad with prospects, who shone in the gaze of many a girl. And in the morning when I wake, well, I recall nothing of these misgivings, shrugging off the warnings like a mud-soiled shawl. I will take my saw, my chisel, my plane, and lose my night fears amongst the grain, the oak dust and shavings of the grand cabinet, standing in my workshop, all but finished and ready for varnish. A fine thing, unblemished, perfect in form, fit for our lady's private chambers, fit for an abbot or our brave new king. My sleeping love, my Galatea, shifts and rocks beside me. Her gentle breath stirs the room, the house, the street, the quiet vale. Her profile blemished as a twisted yew, though the grain is good, I trust. Besides, beauty of the outer bark is oft suspect, while the core and heartwood warped within. Not so my deformed bride, whose eyes shine with crystal truths set in a bed of cavern rock. But how she suffers such capricious dreams, and reads secrets in the flight of birds, tomorrow's patterns in the splash of trout. This freeman's fate in a coil of smoke, who'll answer before my tongue can speak. Hag face! Some still dare call her behind her back, offspring of a harlot and the devil himself, born in a cave in a thunderstorm on the wrong side of the Nid. To which she replies, her expression stony, my dear, we all of us live all our lives in a cave, and few peer out of its dim sympathies. But those in power are prone to burn or drown or prick such folk that see with second sight, and claim that biblical right from the papal bull of Innocent III in Exodus. Though my bride seems unconcerned by mistaken malaphasia, her infamy spreads along strands of gossip through the lanes and dales of Yorkshire. How many husbands between 2 sips of ale call their wives a witch offhand, and wiping white froth from the lip suspect some pact or fear Malochia? But how many return to hearth to hear the future pour in nightly babble straight from her sleeping mouth? My guess is fewer. It begins a low drone, like insect in a hive, to a guttural moan, a long sniff, hiss, gulp, as if she's bitten off a piece of night that's nothing more than the crust of what will come, steeped in its taste as is boiled in its juice. It gathers like bile upon the breath. She balks a trickle that spurts into a torrential flood. 3 sleeping mountains gather breath and spew out mud and ice and death, and earthquakes swallow towns and drown lands as yet to me unknown. Her eyelids flicker, clamped tight as knots. The balls beneath them roll. Sweat spots pepper her knuckle brow, and I feel the urge to plug the broken dam, to stop the surge before I'm washed away and drowned in unchecked sea song. She vomits isles that rise from the ocean bed, a dragon's tail that cracks the sky. Silver serpents that feed on fire slither up the chimney chute. On the hearthstone, a salamander squirms like a man accused of heresy. Rooks cascade against the shutters. The dairymaid kicks a pebble across World's End Bridge. The bed I made sails a lake of slow gin, banewort, and fungal fantasy.